Today we have something really exciting. I told you I want to do other things on Kick, not just clips. And one of the good things is to talk to other streamers because if you are a streamer in the chat, like Silent Destroyer, you can learn from these people as well as they can give you like new information on how Kick is working, things like this. She does multiple kinds of streams from what I've seen. I've seen gaming, I've seen just chatting, I've even seen IRL content. She also watches she also watches IRL content. So like this is somebody that's really plugged in when it comes to Kick. And the most like interesting thing that also caught my eye was that she went to Dreamhack. So like she's really plugged in with Kick. She knows a lot of how Kick works. Can you give us an introduction?
I'm Pinky. I've been streaming for about 3.5 years. I started over on Facebook. I'm just a small time streamer. I'm your average 25 to 35 viewer, person. I didn't start seeing anything happen for me
I
though,
got
honestly,
family.
until I went to Kick. I started again on Facebook and I did the Among Us phase. I did that stuff. So, when the Among Us hype was done, all that hype was done and that was just, not a real community. But I had a few good people and I think that was the one thing that kind of helped me as a small streamer because if you have a it doesn't matter if it's one or two people. If you have those one or two people that are always going to follow you anywhere, that's the start of something. So that's how Kick kind of became something more than like, small time streamer. I can talk to more people, I reach more people, because those one or two people were sitting in my chat talking and that drew in another person. And I was like, oh, what is that about? So I'm still a small time streamer by any means. I am not big in any way, but I do have a community where I can, say, hey guys, we're doing this, we're doing that. And I do have a big enough community where I had people come and see me at Dreamhack, which was pretty cool. I started on, Phasmophobia, playing that ghost game back in the day. And then I figured out that I really like
I got
shooters.
friends. I got
I
family.
can be a little spitfire. That is something about me. I can go on my rants. I'm a certified yapper. I can talk your ear off forever. I'm from the East Coast of America. Representing Boston area. That's why I have that accent. Pocket car. Um, I'm a stoner. I labeled myself as Kick's number one female stoner. It is completely recreational, legal where I am. And on top of that, I have my medical marijuana card. I'm a big advocate. If you can sit here and have a beer on stream, I can sit here and smoke my bong on stream, And I've had really good, response from it. I've had Kick staff in my chat while I've been smoking and stuff, and we've had conversations. I've gotten really lucky on Kick because I've hit the algo, I think, at the right time. And just yesterday, I played GTA for the first time ever. And I'm trying to get into role play right now because I am a big just chatter person. Um, but role play is something I've been interested in. And, gaming is what got me into streaming. I might be straying away from it, gaming a little bit, but I always go back to it. And I can always, have the same amount of people in my stream sometimes that I'm gaming, that I'm just chatting. I mean, obviously the numbers sometimes vary because just chatting does so much better, but I still have my core community in here when I play my games. If we ended up on the front page yesterday for playing GTA, but for granted, I didn't know what I was doing, so it was kind of embarrassing. And I was like, okay, get me off the page now.
This can happen though. I feel like when you're on the
Yeah.
front page, you're kind of nervous as well. How would you compare streaming on Kick versus streaming on Facebook?
Uh, well, Facebook prioritized people like Stone Mountain and, all their big partner streamers, and they didn't really prioritize small streamers. They had an algorithm, whereas Kick doesn't have an algorithm, and that benefited someone like me. So for Kick not having an algorithm, whereas Facebook had this algo in place that I didn't fit at all, it gave me a chance to meet more people, and be featured and have that chance to, connect with more people. I never had the chance to even connect with anybody on Facebook
I don't
unless I
have
met them
friends.
from somebody else's
I
community.
got
And
family.
I think that's the worst thing you can do as a small streamer, is to get in with another community really, really in, because no matter what, you're always going to share community members. And if you guys ever have a falling out, which I've experienced, those people will probably always follow the bigger streamer. And, in my case, that wasn't me. So I just, Kick enabled me to make my own community, and I didn't have to build off anything else or anyone else but myself.
The problem with all these platforms, it's when you get in. Even I feel like this on Kick. I feel like if you had got in the first couple of months on Kick,
Yeah.
you would be doing better. But I won't say there's no
Yeah.
opportunity. There still is opportunity. 'Cause I've been streaming for like a couple of months, literally a couple of months. So, is there anyone that like you admire and that's why you got into streaming? Like, is there any
I don't
actual
have
streamer
friends.
that you watch and you're
I
like,
got
oh,
family.
if she could do it or he could do it, then I could be a streamer too?
Uh, oh, yeah. When I was first starting out, I was I kind of got encouraged by it by a few friends, because I was watching a smaller streamer, because the streamers that I watched, they weren't big named streamers, so I can't, I can name drop all I want, and if you don't like, they're smaller streamers. So I wasn't watching, someone like Nick
I
Merckx,
don't
or
have
someone
friends.
big like that. I
I
was,
got family.
wrapped in the smaller streamer stuff from the beginning. And I mean, I admired people, like there was this person called Probably Senpai, and he was someone on Twitch, and he was somebody that was just a medium-sized streamer, and I saw the way he built this community, and he had people that just, not depended on him, but almost, just admired him, and just, and for somebody that was, in my position at that time, and I'm not gonna lie, I was depressed. I just went through a breakup. I live by myself. I ain't got my family around. I kind of wanted to feel that love. So I felt like, if this person on the internet randomly from some random state could do this, I'm like, why can't I try? And then I kind of talked to a few of my Discord friends about it, and they said that you would be awesome at streaming. You should just give it a try. And that's what made me do it. Was the extra push was my friends from the Discord that I met
I don't have
playing Among
friends.
Us and playing video
I got
games.
family.
They gave me that push.
And you play games, right? So on Kick, do you think, this is your honest opinion, do you think gaming does well on Kick?
I think certain games do well on Kick. Um, I think it depends on who you are, where you came from, who you're coming with a little bit. Um, it's tough, because I think if you're playing Fortnite right now, Fortnite's not a game that people are watching that much. And every single time I play Fortnite, my views plummet sometimes, and my core community's still here, but, it's really hard with Fortnite. But then again, I turned on GTA yesterday, and GTA is kind of what's in right now, and I was featured on the front page. So I think it's kind of staying up to date a little bit. But then, there are some big streamers that can play, they're the big streamers that play RuneScape, or, you're playing Destiny right now. It's about staying kind of with what's in, I guess,
Yeah, I think that's the
I think.
hardest loop, right, for a gaming streamer. It's like you gotta keep playing the latest game and jump to the next one. I'll ask you the pretty much the easiest question. Do you actually finish each game that you stream?
No, I don't think so, because the games that I play are, not really story based, I don't think. I mean, no, because Valheim, I've gotten into that. That there was a whole Valheim thing at one time, hype a few years ago. I remember that. Uh the shooter games, I've gotten good at Fortnite. I can't lie to you. I have busted my ass to make sure that I could like hold my own and be good at Fortnite and know how to build. But ah It's tough to say because Fortnite is kind of going through this rough era. So Fortnite has always been a game to be like, hey, that's number one on the charts. But lately, in the past few months, especially the past few seasons, it hasn't been the top game anymore. And that's the game I'm familiar with. So I don't know. I don't really finish anything, I guess, with
No,
games.
because I ask you because I watch a few other streamers that have the same issue.
I don't
For
have
me personally,
friends.
I think if you play
I
multiplayer
got
games,
family.
it works really well. Like as you said, Fortnite, for example, Valorant,
Yeah.
Overwatch, but I think Overwatch is more like Twitch. What are some of the challenges you faced being a live streamer?
Uh, just trusting people that you thought you could trust that want to help you in this business or in this area, and just finding out not everybody's your friend, and of course the hate that comes with it. But then again, we're turning this camera on every day as streamers to be criticized, to be, yeah, not almost criticized, but to be judged. Like we're putting ourselves out there for an opinion, and people are given their opinion, and that's not something that we always agree with or something that we always like, and that can be hard to deal with too. I've had to deal with hate raids. I've had to deal with people just not agreeing with my stance of something, but they don't even want to listen. I've had to deal with people that I thought were my friends and stabbing me in the back. It's just it's a learning curve. You got
I
to
don't
figure
have
out where
friends.
you put your time
I
in,
got
and
family.
who you put your time in with, and where you draw the line. And you got to find out who you can actually be human with in this business, because there's not a lot of people who are human. And that's the my downfall, is that I'm a very empathetic person,
I don't
and I
have
feel for
friends.
people, and
I
that's
got
why I kind of
family.
get stepped on a lot. And yeah, I think that's would be my biggest stuff with that.
Yeah, I get you. I actually get it quite a lot because I do videos on YouTube and I do videos on Twitter. Sometimes I'll get some people that come to chat because like they jealous. Maybe their social media is like not doing so well. So they get angry
Yes,
and they even lash at Kick staff as well.
of
Like you know
course.
who you are, pretty much. And Moha, thank you for gifting the sub, dude. I really appreciate you
I
coming
don't
here and
have
watching this.
friends.
How do you deal with trolls?
Where I've had, somebody come in, and I've had somebody say some very harsh things to me. And I've kind of sat there, and I went back and forth with him. And I was like, so why are you saying these things? And I've kind of played around with it. And then the next day, they came back to me and they apologized. And then now, fast forward 7 months down the road, they're a mod for one of my good friends, like,
I don't
because they're
have
not a
friends.
troll anymore, because
I
I
got
was able to
family.
change one troll. Like, listen, I'm not trying out here trying to change trolls. I'm not out here trying to change the world. A troll's a troll. They're always going to be there. You'll get 1 out of 5 that can happen.
What is your most memorable experience on Kick?
Ooh. Um, the day, I think, I know it's gonna sound cliche, but I think it's the day that Eddie came by and Eddie dropped 100 gifted in my chat, and I was featured on the first page, on the front page. I think, I, as much as it's like, yeah, yeah, Pink, you got this out. No, I think it's just the recognition, like the fact that, somebody of that, of in that position, was going by and just spreading love to someone like me. And it just, I couldn't believe that, I couldn't freaking believe it. I was like, there's just no way that one of these people noticed me, and it felt cool, because I feel like if I could connect to people, if I could talk to them, they could, I'm a very relatable person. So I can kick it with anybody. I'm a stoner. As long as you can take me, being a stoner, then we're good.
There was
Okay.
a Kick streamer that was playing GTA RP. Maybe chat knows the
I don't have
story.
friends.
Oh,
And
we
I
know
got
it.
family.
oh, so I don't have to go too much in detail. Blurred the lines between what is real life and what is the game. And then it caused him to pretty much think that he would get with this person. It didn't work out. and then he raged and said a whole lot of crazy things on Kick. And
Oh,
then
that's a
after
different
this,
one. Yes. Okay,
yeah,
yes, there was
I'm
because
talking
there
about the
was
one
2
that's like
incidents.
like literally mainstream. It was a mainstream story.
Yep.
It was all over Twitter.
Yep, gotcha. Big
I don't
one.
know, chat, if you
Yep.
guys know what I'm talking about. So when this took place, he lost everything. He lost like gaming, sponsorships, partnerships, kick channels, everything he lost. Pretty much, guys, Gumsy, I'll explain it to you. The guy played GTA RP and he met a girl inside of GTA RP and then felt like he could get with this girl. And they even did like some acts inside of GTRP. So he started to catch feelings after playing the game with her. And because you play GTRP, I like literally need to ask you, when you play this game, do you ever run into people that think it's real life?
I don't think I've played it enough to answer it, but I've definitely watched a lot of it enough to see that some people do bring it into real life, because if you get offended with something, there's kind of no way to change that emotion. Because if you feel some way about something and if you're upset, you're going to be upset when you put your headphones down and you walk away. Because if that's something upsets you, there's a lot of people that can't leave that in the game, and they do. And I've seen it happen. I've seen it tear up relationships.
I
I've
don't
seen
have
it just
friends.
cause so much
I got
unnecessary drama to
family.
the point that it's laughable. It's just because if you're not in it and you don't understand the importance of it, because it can get so serious, it is. It's like, what are you doing, man? This is just, it's just put the headphones down, shut the game off, and it's fine. But a lot of people do, like, they just, it's their life.
So do you ever get the gamer girl
I don't have friends.
stereotypes like thrown at you?
I got family.
Not as much as you would think. Not as much as you would think. At least my experience. Maybe it's because I can talk to people and we can have conversations, but I maybe someone that comes in, they'd be like, but it's in my name, Pinkyuwu. Like, that's kind of goes along with the gamer girl. So I don't mind that. I think it's cool. I own it.
Before you even decided to go to Dreamhack, what did you know about it?
For it, I decided to go to Dreamhack. I had just I just kind of got my Twitter going, and I just realized if I want to be streaming on Kick, I need to have a Twitter. And it was probably one of the first few posts I saw was about the Dreamhack, last year. I think they were in Atlanta or something. And I was seeing that and I'm like, what the heck is this? And I knew what TwitchCon was, but I was like, is this like a KickCon? What is this? And I saw all these people meeting each other and I was like, I want to meet people. And then I just kind of saw I had FOMO. I get FOMO very easily. And I'm like, what are they doing and how do I do this? So I first saw it on Twitter and I was just, kind of amazed. And I was like, there's something for Kick people to get together with. And that's when I kind of started saying it to my community. I was like, hey guys, I guess there's another one coming up in Dallas that's like 8 months away. Do you guys want to go? And I had my moderator, Tyler, say, yeah, I'm down to go. And of course, a few other people said they were down. But as it got closer, I ended up having two other community members come down with me. So, I think it was just kind of cool.
And when you went to this, did you see like, for example, Kick and different other streaming platforms, or was it only Kick in this venue?
No, because actually the people that are on the staff are all streamers on Twitch. So it was very Twitch and Kick friendly. At that place for those 3 days, it wasn't a competition about Twitch versus Kick. It was just you're a streamer, I'm a streamer, we do the same thing. And there was just love in the building for that type of stuff.
And what were some activities like you got up to?
Mm. So I was lucky enough when I applied to be a creator for Creator Pass. I didn't think I was going to get it, to the point that I actually went and I bought myself a ticket. So I had a ticket, and then all of a sudden I get this email saying, hey, you've been accepted as a creator, you get a creator pass. I'm like, awesome, let's go. So when that process happens, there was over 900 people that kind of applied to be a creator. They gave 400 people creator badges. And then out of those 400 people that got a creator badge, they gave 100 of those people a streaming slot. That's how I understood it, because not everybody got a streaming slot, unless just because you got a creator badge did not entitle you a streaming slot. And I don't know how they picked. I don't know what they did to pick. All I know is I said, there's no hell and way I'm going to have a streaming slot. I look on the Discord, I had a freaking streaming slot. And I had a streaming slot. So what I had to do there then, now I had something to do on Friday. I had to be there Friday at 1 p.m. from 1 to 3 p.m. because I was streaming at Dreamhack. Like, what the
Oh,
heck does that even mean? Like, I don't even know. So I had an official streaming slot. There were some people, of course, because they were bigger people, they had 2 slots or 3 slots. What happened though, the day traveling to Texas, there was very, very bad weather in Texas. A lot of people didn't get to Texas and they had to get there a day late. A lot of people missed their streaming slots. Some people didn't come at all. So what I got to do there on that weekend was I had a streaming slot that was already secured, and I had it from the beginning, which was Friday. But when that stuff happened with the flights, I went right up to the guy because I just, I knew it. And I just was like, hey, if anyone can't make it for their streaming slot, let me know. Let me know. And what happened was I ended up streaming Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Saturday, I did an IRL stream with Easy IRL and their equipment. And I
I got
streamed there
fam.
Saturday morning. And then Sunday, I had another streaming slot and I streamed the closing stream out. Like, we were the last streamers there, from that 4 to 6 slot. And we closed out Dreamhack. It was kind of cool.
did you feel like strange when you were streaming? Because I watched your stream where you were like in front of the actual computer. Like, did you feel like, oh, I can't be like my normal self? I'm in public. Everyone
Now,
can see me.
the only thing I worried about was me being too loud and disrupting someone else's thing. But I still was my crazy self. I got into the banana suit. We
Oh,
hit that
damn.
sub goal. I said, if we hit the sub goal, I'm gonna put a banana suit on Dreamhack. I had a banana suit on. I was dancing around. I had people like watching me from like the thing, laughing and stuff. It was fun. My only worry was disrupting other people. I felt like I could just do my shit. I didn't care if people looked at me. I knew I was a weirdo.
And we also have some of your fans in the chat, and they agree. They agree with this. So I get you. And when you went to stream at this DreamHack, did you meet any of Kick staff?
Yes, I met Andrew.
Oh, that's nice, man.
I
And
did meet Andrew.
like, did he match up to like when you watched him before, like in person? I'm trying to ask this.
Yes, he has the same energy, the same, he's just very nice. He spends his time with every person individually. I watched him spend 15 minutes talking to someone because I had to wait. And I went at one point, I was like, I'm going right up to them and I'm going to just say something because he gives everybody, enough time. He lets you talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's not none of this like, oh, hey, gotta go, bye. I'm on a cell phone. None of that. He's right down with it. He's handing out kick shirts. He made sure I had a kick sweater, 3 kick shirts, a kick hat. He made sure I was all taken care of. Like, he's a really nice guy, and he actually is the same person online. He's just a humble dude.
For me personally, right, because I live in Korea, I look at all the people with Kick like clothes, and ultimately I get jealous because it's not easy to ship anything to Korea. It's not easy. You got to go through customs. They hold it. You got to literally send a letter to customs to get things across. It's really difficult. But I hope one day Kick comes to Korea. One day. It's really hard,
That would
guys,
be, yeah.
because there's an audience
Maybe
here
Dreamhack.
too. I don't know if you know this, but like on Twitch, literally, Twitch walked away from Korea. So a lot of people now are doing Africa TV, that's another streaming app, and they're also doing like YouTube and Facebook. And some slowly, I'm gonna say some are coming to Kick as well, but I feel like they need to have like a conference or something here if they want the market. Because if I go to Seoul, right, you can
Yeah,
find expos. There's like an anime expo I think I know about, and a gaming expo. And at
of
those
course. And
expos is YouTube. I've literally seen a sign
yeah,
for
and they
YouTube gaming.
they see if they could have talks, they could be in those expos too. I get it.
Okay, then I want to go to your streaming setup. I can see you got multiple things. I know it's going to be very hard for you to explain, but what is your
It's not
streaming
done
setup?
yet. Right now, it's just a big fuzzball of pink. It's not done yet. It's not done. I moved, and when I moved, I had to put things together real quick, and I would kind of just, when you go to a therapy session and you kind of got that nice, comfy vibe, and you walk in. I don't know if anyone's ever been there. That's what I tried to make my streaming room like, a nice, calm zen. We're stoners, the fuzzy rug, the fuzzy pillows, the fuzzy everything, the couch. I wanted when people come in here, they felt like they can just take their shoes off and get on their couch and just chill.
I get you. And even that couch, you told me you did it yourself.
I put it together. I think I was
I
being a
got
little bit
friends.
but
I got family.
I
I
mean,
was
it's good
giving
if you can
myself a
do
little bit more.
if you can do DIY. I think that's really
Yeah.
good. And also like
No, I've had to put everything together.
your lighting
Oh,
and
my lights?
colors, because you guys know pinky, so almost everything is pink. It kind of makes sense. Like it kind of makes sense,
Yeah.
you know? And then what are some of your plans for your future? Like when it comes to Kick, uh, like are you gonna keep doing the same things, or like do you have like have you have any ideas of changes that maybe you'll implement?
That's that's what I'm in right now. So one big change that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if I can get in, to the GTA community, and if that's going to do good for me. I've always been a Fortnite streamer. If you ever thought of Pinkyuwu, you either think she's playing Fortnite or she's smoking her bong. There's one or two things. So with with this is I do want to try GTA. I want to try, gaming and stuff. I don't live somewhere like California, where I can do IRL content and do it correctly and do it cool. I mean, it's summertime where I'm at. I could do some of it,
I don't have
I
friends.
do like to mix a little bit
I
of
got
into it,
family.
but I can catch more of a vibe with somebody when I'm sitting at home in my room, and I can make friends a lot easier than when I'm outside and I'm having to, like, oh, someone's out here, someone's here, I'm talking to this person, I'm talking to that person, trying to make connections in chat. I still think it's the best way to make a connection with somebody is, if you're a small streamer and you're playing a game, somebody comes by and they're like, oh, I love that game. And then all of a sudden you have a new best friend to play a game with. I still think that's the best way to make connections with chat as a small streamer. Either that, or if you're just chatting and trying to, talk to them like I do sometimes.
And you said like IRL is like some of your interests. Who do you watch? Like who's your number one IRL person that you watch?
About I like number ones, but like I watch everybody. Like, of course, I watch Ice Poseidon. I watch the whole challenge. I watch everything. I've watched Action Man. I just I keep up with the whole Natalie Reynolds. Like, I watch all them fuckers.
So have you
I
seen,
do. I
I'm just gonna
do.
drop some storylines and see like what you think. Have you seen, for
Yeah.
example, Natalie, I almost said Natalie White chat. Have you seen Natalie and Nick White?
Yes.
And like what's your opinion of this? Like do you think it's real?
No. No. I
Oh
don't.
damn.
I don't at all.
Crying
No.
emojis in the
No. I
chat.
think it's
Crying emojis in the
yeah.
chat.
I know. I don't. I don't.
I'm just gonna give some names, okay? I really want to see, okay? Here's another one.
Okay.
Do you watch
Okay.
the famous rapper EBZ, Gator Skin?
A little bit, not too much where I might know anything about him. I know who he is. I know about him. I know he's funny.
Yeah, he can be funny. I would definitely believe
Yeah.
that. You
Yeah.
also said you watch Ice, right? Ice is really
Yes.
popular because he's been streaming for so many years, doing different types of events. I want to ask you, if you had the opportunity, would you take part in any of his events?
Oh, I of course, I think you would be foolish not to. You know, I don't care if you sit here and you bash him all the time and that's how you got his attention and then you take the freaking opportunity, like, however you get it, if you get that opportunity, I think you're foolish not to take it. I mean, listen, unless you have your own thing and that's not your content, that's not where you want to go, that's your prerogative. But me, I think you'd be foolish not to take it, you
Yeah, I
know?
think
And
I
it,
think he can
and it's,
spawn. He can spawn and grow careers. I've seen on Kick, right? I'll give you one
yeah,
example. He hired a guy to take him on a boat. And after this, that guy became a live streamer. Captain
yeah,
G. Literally, Captain G is
yeah,
born just from
I
being
don't have
hired
friends.
yeah,
by ICE.
I got
So I
family.
get that. Also,
you know?
you
I
told me
think
you know Action Man. So would you ever, or have you ever actually streamed with Action Man?
No, I mean, he was on my stream a few months ago, when he goes through people's streams, and then I had his whole community like da 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 and saying stuff like message action man or anything. Listen, that's a dangerous zone for me. Listen, I'm a female, so if I was ever to, have any interaction with Action Man, it would end in like, like I let me see that booty type stuff, and like that's a dangerous zone for me. So I know who I could have interactions with and who I can't really have interactions with, because the only way you're gonna end up on that stream is if you're, giving up a booty at the end of it. Let's be real, like like
So this is what Chad was saying. You are
excuse
very straight.
excuse my French. Excuse
You're
my
very
French,
straight.
but
I mean, I've heard stories about this. I've heard stories about this, but like his platform is pretty big, so
it's huge.
you
Yeah.
could reach more people. But I mean, I do think it's better to stream in an event situation. I feel like if you do an event, it's faster to grow for you,
Yeah.
and you don't have to worry about like situations like what you're describing, pretty much.
Well, we've watched a lot of small streamers from even the ice scavenger hunt. They're still doing their thing too, because we now know their names because of that scavenger hunt. I didn't know a lot of them before that scavenger hunt. I know some of them were big streamers, but there were some small streamers that also took place, and I was like, oh, okay.
Then I want to go to, which streamer would you like to collaborate with? Like you'll do a stream together, pretty much.
If I could collaborate with anybody, honestly, um, it would be BB Jess. It would be BB Jess. I look up to her. I really do. I admire the way she can connect with an audience. Not even just singing. I just admire her as a person, and it's just somebody that I do really look up to. And if I could collab with anybody, I feel like even if we were playing games, we could play Fortnite. If we wanted to do karaoke, I'd try to sing for her. Like, I feel like we could just vibe, you know? And I feel like it would be a really cool vibe.
Yeah, I've seen some of her streams. I think like your personalities would match just from being from
Yeah.
outside seeing it. What's the craziest thing that's happened to you on stream? Craziest.
My camera on and I took my pants off. And my stream on.
And what
But
was
I
the
had already rated
reaction?
out.
What was the reaction of the chat?
Out.
Oh,
I already
okay.
rated out. So,
Okay. So you were
but there
saved.
was still, but it still said there was one person in there. So I think one person saw me with my undies on.
That means there's one person on the internet who has that screenshotted. Pretty
Yeah, it
much.
has me in my undies.
I wonder if they're in the chat. I wonder if it's one of these guys that are in the chat right now.
I wonder.
And then
I
guys,
know.
at this portion, you can post a question, post some questions. Like you watch Pinky a lot, so I'm sure there's things you want to ask her. So post some questions, and then Blind, you can start to pin some of the questions.
I'd try to sing for her. Thank you. Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you for everyone that came by from Kick Clips community. I appreciate it.
I don't have friends.
Thank you.
I got family.
We gave him my good camera. We gave them my good camera. And when you come over here, you're like, wait, what the fuck? Am I in, like, this is not in 4K anymore. Where the fuck am I?
Okay, and yeah, thank you for doing that. Like, you look buttery smooth, put it this way. So the first question we got is from Viper. Would you ever do a hot tub stream?
I've done one, but it has been an outside hot tub stream, and it was more of a joke type thing. And I'm somebody that can joke about it, so I don't know. I can play the hot girl and I can play the funny girl. So, you know, I was at my mom's house outside and she had a hot tub where a pool is, and I did the hot tub stream there. And, you know, I just was like, hey, we're in a hot tub, guys. I was like, you know, woohoo. I was like, yeah, it's great. This was anticlimactic. But I don't think I'd ever pull a freaking floaty in my room. And actually, you know what? Never say never. Who knows? Emirath, move over. Maybe.
I also think you can network through hot tub streams. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like
Listen,
Amra does
I have all those
pictures.
hot girls follow me. Like, I had
See,
Woody
you have
Baby
it
follow
in.
me on Twitter the other day.
Oh, would
Like, you know, like,
baby, yeah.
yes, I've had all these hot girls follow me, and I'm like, I don't know if this is a sign. I don't know if they're trying to say, welcome, the gates are open. All you have to do is run through. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, so stay tuned. I don't know.
I mean, hey, if you have the opportunities, like featuring,
Eh,
goes far. And these people, as you said, are
Yeah,
big creators, so it can be beneficial to you. But I
ex-
don't know, like, what's your boundaries? You see, everyone's
exactly.
boundaries
I
is
don't
not the
even know.
same. You see.
Yeah, see, I don't even know. I don't want to find out.
Okay, then we also have, what's your favorite game to play with your community?
My favorite game, it's always gonna be Fortnite. It's gonna, you know, I've had some of the funniest laughs and funniest times in Fortnite that I can, you know, I can't even begin to name them all. Just the way people have died in the game, the way the stupid things we've done just as a squad, just running around, just being stupid. I think Fortnite, when you can play as a squad, is a really good game to get to know somebody and just to make a friendship with them.
Yeah, I think because also Fortnite is everywhere, right? It's on all the consoles, the phones, the PCs. Access. I think access is so important when you do a
Yeah.
streaming community game. Then you also asked, what's your favorite moment for your trip to Dallas?
Ooh. I think my favorite moment was meeting Tyler, Shane, and YE, and when we were all hanging out there, and then we met Fluff, and we were just there taking pictures, and I was like, "Hey, I'm actually in Dallas, and these people came down to see me." And these people, you know, have supported my content no matter if there's been 10 people in there, if there's been 100 people in here, you know, because we do go up and down. My numbers go up and down. They do. I can be at, 50, 60, and I can be at, 10, 5. But no matter what, like some of those people, they're just some of my core community. And I've just been really grateful to have that. So when we were down there, I just was like, it was kind of like a pinch me moment. It was like, damn, like we made it. We're down in Texas. We're streaming. We got creator badges. Like, we're in the big leagues. I felt like I was sitting at the kitchen table with everyone.
And people are asking that, how come you don't smoke the full blunt? I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my god. That's one of
Do
my
you waste
hoes.
the
Oh
blunt?
my
Because this is
god.
what they try to say in the chat.
No, they're such hoes. They're such hoes. Okay. So the way that I smoke is I roll a blunt. Like, I don't know how you guys do it. You roll a blunt and then you cut it into pieces. So they're called tootsies. So I smoke tootsies. So I do
Oh,
smoke the whole blunt.
okay. But in like throughout the stream in pieces. Okay, I understand
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have no idea. because in Korea no one can smoke that. So I want to ask
Of
you,
course, yeah.
uh, how do you feel in the stream when you're smoking that?
So honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of more of a nervous thing for me. So it kind of calms my nerves, like, and I don't want people to think every time I pick up my bong I'm nervous, because that's not the case. Usually when I first start my stream a little bit, yeah, but I don't know. Smoking makes me just kind of chill out a little bit, and I can have conversations, and then I can regret what I say later, gives me that boost of confidence, I guess. It's kind of if someone has their beer after work, if someone has a cigarette. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't like tobacco, even though we have this argument all the time with my community, that I'm smoking tobacco anyways because of how I roll my weed, but that's an argument for another day.
Then you have
But
indica or sativa. Which one do you
exactly,
prefer?
yes. I prefer an indica. I prefer indica one that makes you tired, but uh to balance that off so I don't become a zombie on stream and I'm like, duh. I smoke a hybrid. So you can smoke, a hybrid with sativa and indica, but it's indica dominant. As somebody who is, smaller and tiny, I don't have that much of an appetite. So indica weed helps me eat, and it helps me have an appetite, because if it wasn't for me smoking, I wouldn't probably eat all day because I just don't have an appetite. And that's not because I'm anorexic or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, I just don't have an appetite. I love food. I love my air fryer. Oh, I love mozzarella sticks. I want some right now.
So now the
It's only
questions
11
are
a.m.
really rolling in. It's really rolling
Oh,
in. So
oh
when you
boy.
go to bed, what is your favorite Netflix show to watch? Like that pretty much puts you to sleep.
I fall asleep to a lot of streams. I know. So I fall asleep to a lot of GTA streams lately. So if you want to know what I've been falling asleep to in the last month and a half, it's been Schlump's GTA stream. I don't know if you know who Schlump is. He's a big streamer on Kick. He's one of he does the Fortnite stuff, but he's very established. He's from Facebook. He's somebody that I've followed for years, so I kind of fall asleep to him. Yo, thank you for the host. Oh my goodness, sorry, I got a host. But
But
if
I
it's a
get
Netflix
you.
show, I don't know. I could fall asleep to Demon Slayer, you know?
I mean, what you're saying is what's happening in the world now, right? People are watching Kick more than watching
Exactly.
TV, you know?
That's what I
So,
explained to my mother, and that's how I explained that to my mom and to my grandparents, as somebody who doesn't understand streaming. I said, instead of watching your favorite show at night, I'm turning on somebody's stream, you know? And that's what I'm watching. That's what, I fall asleep to. I've been falling asleep to Schlump's stream, I think, for the last month and a half, because he's been doing this role play, and that's how I figured out everything. That's how I know how to talk in role play. That's how, if it wasn't for looking up and watching him, I'd be knowing nothing.
little detour. What's your opinion on sleep streams? People that sleep on stream.
Uh, I've slept on stream one time. I took a nap. It was only like a half an hour nap because my fucking community was yelling at the TTS the whole time, so there was no sleeping with that. Um, I think if you're going and you're doing a subathon and you've gone, so many hours sleeping on stream, I don't, whatever. I think it kind of plummets your numbers, though. I think you should probably just turn the stream off and go back on a different time, especially as a small streamer. I think sleeping on stream just kills your channel, because, when you post a link on Twitter or something and they mark you as spam, I feel
Mm.
like that's the same if you compare it in streaming wise. If you just sleep on stream and you got two viewers watching you and you're just sleeping, they mock you as spam.
Yeah, I think so.
That's just how I
Also, those
see it.
numbers, like, I'm gonna ask a pretty obvious question, but do you chase CCV?
Do I chase? Well, the thing is, yeah, if it starts affecting me in more ways than I like, I have to bring myself back to center myself, and I have to be like, Pinky, like, remember why you're doing this. stop trying to chase the numbers. I've had to pull myself back a few times and be like, and I've had to be like, shut up. Because I catch myself slipping sometimes, and I say, why am I playing this game? I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that. And then I said, no, 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 Pinky. I said, this is what makes you you. This is what makes you a small streamer. So I've had to pull myself back a few times and be like, it's not about the numbers, and stop comparing yourself. That's one big thing of me, is that I used to compare myself a lot to other streamers that were in my range. And that's, I think, one of the worst things you can do. If you see yourself comparing yourself to somebody too much, as sucky as it is, I think you have to kind of pull away from them.
Yeah, I think that could be a problem. Like for me, I tend to look at other streamers as like friends. So
Yeah,
like if one grows, another one grows. Just as long as you all are together and you're working together. And I do understand that if you see somebody just blow up all of a sudden and you've known them for a long time, it could be like, why not me? I understand that. But
exactly.
I think
It's
that
very
number,
easy
that
to get
CCV
jealous.
number for a small streamer, it sometimes can get in your head. So I like your answer. I really like your answer that you
Yeah,
stop and do what you want to do, like what you like
yeah.
doing. So yeah, it makes sense. Then the last question for today comes from
Okay.
Gamzi.
Oh boy.
A serious question. Where
Serious.
do you see your streaming career going in the next 5 years? It's so
In
specific.
the next 5 years,
Yeah.
oh, honestly, um, I've tried to be. I've kind of thought about this before, and I've tried to almost manifest it. But I feel like in 5 years, I kind of want to be, it's my real life and streaming combined. I kind of want to be established, and I want to be, something in IRL. Like, I want to get my real estate license. I want to do that. But in 5 years, I still want stream to be such a big part of me that I can turn on my stream and I can still have, like, you know, maybe 50 to 100 people show up when I turn on my stream down the line, always. And hopefully I can be somewhat of an established streamer, you know, and I can just watch my community grow, because I've watched it start to grow. I've watched it grow, and I've watched it, just, not grow or get small again. And I've watched it grow back up. We've had to do that at least 3, 4 times. And this last time I've just, I've watched it grow, and I think that it's going to keep growing if I keep doing what I'm doing. And as long as I stay true to who I am, what you see is what you get. You can ask Shane, you can ask Y, you can ask Tyler, anyone that met me in person. I'm the same person that I am on the computer that I am in person. Even Fluff can tell you that,
I mean,
I feel like if I just do that.
from me watching you to actually speaking to you, it's the same person. I can tell it's the same person. And
Yeah.
consistency, like what you're saying makes sense. Consistency, being
Yeah.
consistent, I think will. That's why I was like, I need to interview you because I think in the future you will be like these other verified streamers. I know this. This is why
I appreciate it.
I was like, okay, let me speak
Yeah,
to
you
her.
keep this in the vault. You keep this in the vault. We'll have a conversation again when I'm, a little bit bigger, and we'll
And
be
then I'll
having
be like,
this
I told you
conversation.
so. I told you so. Put it this way.
Let's go. Let's
Okay, and
go.
if
Hey,
there's
thank
one
you.
last thing you could say to your fans in the chat, what would you want to say to them?
Thank you. You know, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me when I'm crazy. Thank you supporting me when we're fighting. Thank you for supporting me when the good times, and thank you for just having my back and being like some of the best people that I've ever met in my life.
Yes, and
Yep.
as we said, we want to thank all the people that pulled in from Pinky's chat to come and see her. Blind, can you also pin her channel, her kick channel, again, please? And Pinky, I want to say
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for coming here, talking to
Hey.
us. For me, it's interesting because not just to stream it, I like to learn about different streamers. Like my thing is watching streamers and clipping streamers all freaking day. So it's really
Yeah.
nice to talk to a streamer and learn like how they think. It's really interesting to me
Thank
personally.
you for giving me the chance. I appreciate it.
Okay, with that being said, Chat, you can say bye to Pinky.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.